Perfect. All right, I'm back. Oh, hold on. All my life. All right, let's play. Oh shit. Okay. Bet she's gonna work now. Forgot to change the audio bitrate. It's telling me to change the audio bitrate on my on OBS. Bet she's not gonna lag anymore. Cause I started OBS as an admin. Person. All right, we're good.
You performed as expected, crew. Prepare to redeploy. Switching sides.
Damn. Farley, are you watching?
I'm not responding.
Was that loud, like the game? Told you it wasn't gonna lag anymore. Oh, I don't know why I came this way. I never come this
We're
way.
in the lead.
Unless I have a sniper. Fuck, he had... Of course he had to have, backup. Damn. I'll take this hat off.
The bomb has been planted. Eliminate their last operator. Take comfort, comrade. We'll beat them next time.
Fragged.
My hands are cold.
Switching rally points.
Yeah.
Wipe out the objective. We got the bomb. We're pulling ahead. Bomb drop.
Target eliminated.
Ah, my shots are off, bro. I need to play search. Let me go pee real quick. I need to I mean I need to go play TDM to warm up first and then play search.
Only one hostile remains. Hunt them down. Bomb acquired.
Thank you.
Switching rally points. Defend the objectives.
Running in.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
Fuck, I'm on there.
We're in the lead.
Oh, I killed him already. Oh, I killed him, I killed him.
Hopefully nobody was watching that.
Fuck you.
Only one hostile remains. Hunt them down. You performed as expected, Karoo. Prepare to redeploy. Switching rally points. wipe out the objective. Charges acquired.
Back requesting spy plane tasking.
We're pulling ahead.
Fuck you! He had this fucking shotgun. Is anybody watching? Wait, did we win?
Though she's on right now, she's obviously not. Oh, fuck you, dude.
Bro, shut the fuck up, you little e-girl pussy bitch.
Shut the fuck up,
Damn, that
dumbass.
fucking sucks.
Shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
She
You pussy
is,
ass
Shut
up.
up. You ain't gonna
Shut
fucking
up,
do
nigga.
shit.
I'll
Fuck
fuck you up, nigga.
Whoa.
Shut the fuck
Nigga.
Search and destroy. Liquidate all objectives. Bomb acquired. Bomb dropped.
Why did it flash me? Though. Fuck you. What? Alright, good job.
Enemies down to 1. Make it 0. CIA, we're almost out of time. Good job, CIA. Keep that up and we get to go home.
Yes and no.
Pulling ahead. job, CIA. Keep that up and we get to go home.
Why'd you kill yourself, bro?
Switching sides.
Oh, unlucky.
Is my video lagging?
Wipe out the objective. Charges acquired.
I don't think it's that.
We've pulled ahead. Degrade their last asset. We lost the bomb.
Oh, bro.
Switching rally points. Protect the objectives. We're in the lead.
Oh, you. Damn, kind of. Oh, those are fucking magnums, bro. Pap, 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 pap.
MTC is running down. Enemies down to 1. Make it 0. Good job, CIA. Keep that up and we get to go home.
Don't worry about it.
Switching rally points.
Let go.
Eradicate all objectives. We got the bomb. We've pulled ahead.
Every time I come here. Every time I come here, not
Bomb
deep.
dropped.
Ah! Damn, 2 dudes had to be there. Damn. He heard me too. Alright, good thing, my boy. Oh, you see a dude? He jumped in the water, dude. He's gonna go behind you. Oh, you lucky.
Degrade their last asset.
Final time anyway. No. Bang. Good shit.
Don't get cocky. We need to repeat that performance.
Bro, what? My was last kill. What is this?
Switching rally points. Defend the objectives. Pulling ahead.
Oh. Oh. Damn, there's like 3 of them. Come on, Papa, no, baby. Good deal. Oh, that dude. Good shit. Good left. Last dude.
Charge is set.
6 and 1, whatever.
He tried it. He tried it.
Switching sides.
Alright. We gonna win right here.
A bomb. Wrong's done. We've taken the lead.
Fuck, bro.
Upstairs B. Never mind. So that one was more.
Enemies down to 1. Make it 0.
Get him. Oh,
Mission area secure.
good shit.
You made JSOC proud.
When are they gonna give us a real fucking challenge?
Good job, team. All mission objectives met.
We have two of the worst maps.
Yeah. I know, but when people are like watching me and shit.
Search and destroy. Bomb acquired. Wipe out the objective. We lost the bomb.
On a dead homies.
Damn. Unfortunate for that guy. Fuck! Damn, I should have had that guy too, bro. Good shit. That's him up. I keep on thinking I have the oh, behind you, bro. Oh, come on, dude.
Charges dropped.
He heard him, and he had that that thing warn him. Come on, bro.
That was AFK and just came back and killed me.
Switching sides. Hold the objective.
I didn't get out of there in time. I went for the wrong dude. I went for the dude on the right instead of the dude on the left. Fuck, ooh, good shit.
Enemies down to 1. Make it 0. Time's against us. Bring this home. job, CIA. Keep that up.
Oh, he got sniped. Oh, he was AFK too.
Switching rally
See,
points.
everybody's figuring out that the AK is the shit.
Eliminate the objective. Bomb acquired.
I need to plant this, so I'm gonna take it easy. On a plant.
Bomb carrier down.
Bro,
Charge.
I'm gonna say 7 out of 10 times I'll win that gunfight, bro. Oh man, I don't know what's wrong with me right now.
Charge is dropped.
I think because I didn't warm up playing TDM, I'm off. I'm gonna play a couple of rounds TDM, and my hands are cold as hell. It's type cold on like
Bomb acquired.
right now. Let me close that door. Maybe it'll warm up a little bit more.
Degrade their last asset. Don't get cocky. We need to repeat that performance. Switching rally points. Protect the objectives. Pulling ahead.
You thought he was just gonna come. Fuck. That he was hard scoping, bro. Good shit.
Enemies down to 1. Make it 0.
That's why I was lagging earlier. Now I was gonna lag a little bit. They're back before it tweaks.
Good job, CIA. Keep that up and we get to go home.
See, bro?
Switching sides. Destroy the objective. We got the bomb. We've pulled ahead.
These dudes trying to flank? Oh my god.
Bomb planted. Hold your positions.
This is just one of these games that I get no shot.
Enemy destroyed.
3 and 5, bro.
Upgrade their last asset.
I'm good though. Watch me turn up right now.
Bomb offline.
We're gonna win this. Watch.
Switching sides.
Oh, that's what it
Guard
was.
the objective.
My sleeves wasn't up.
Hostile
Watch
spy
this.
plane established overhead.
That's what it was. My sleeves weren't rolled up.
Pulling ahead.
See? Told you. My sleeves weren't rolled up. Yeah, a lot of commotion over here.
It's down to you. Make the agency proud.
Fuck! As soon as I see one, oh man, I got fucking pinched, bro. Oh man.
Switching rally
I would have
points.
got that guy, then heard the guy behind me. Oh my god. I couldn't tell when he was laying down, bro. That was him or
Neutralize the
not.
objectives. Charges acquired.
I would have got him, bro. Snipe, come on. You know you want to snipe through there. Come on.
The bomb has been planted.
You need to be more damn careful.
Fuck! Fuck again.
Charges
shit.
defused.
Oh my god. Should've never moved from over there.
Switching rally points.
I should have fucking flashbanged them, son. I should have never fucking. I keep forgetting about my flashbang.
Protect the objectives.
I need to play some TDM after this. Warm up my hands, something. Playing like trash right now.
best asset. Bomb planted. Hold your positions. Chin down, eyes up. Get ready to redeploy.
Damn, bro.
Switching rally points.
Right here, where
Liquidate all
this is for all the granolas right here.
Bomb acquired.
We got this. For all the granolas and I screw it up. I went in like a fucking
Enemy
madman.
sniper inbound.
Oh, damn. Right there, you got it. Why would... There you go.
Bomb is armed.
We lost. Yes. Let's just shoot at the fucking garbage bags that are here.
Watch your fucking fire!
Bomb defused.
Hmm. What a way to start off my YouTube career.
They're gone.
We got this though. Watch.
Sector fire, pendejo!
Man. Oh, I said I was gonna play some TDM. Let's watch some YouTube videos for now. Let's just kick back, relax, watch some funny shit. Get out of here. How? That keyboard is $100 computer.
Computer. It's actually been rolling by my YouTube feed just constantly over the past couple of weeks. It's actually been a while since we've been able to take a look at it for reasons. But this is the Raspberry Pi 400. It is a fully self-contained computer and keyboard all in one. And this is the full personal computer kit. Comes with the mouse as well as a bunch of other goodies here. Around
That
back,
small box,
it'll
bro.
say, yeah, meet Raspberry Pi 400. Your complete personal computer built into a compact keyboard. Remember when computers were built into keyboards? It's back in like the Commodore days, Amiga days. Featuring a quad-core 64-bit processor, wireless networking, dual display output, and 4K video playback, this is the most powerful and easy-to-use Raspberry Pi computer yet. Surf the web, edit documents, watch videos, and learn to program using Raspberry Pi OS desktop environment. Yeah, like what else do you need a computer for? This is awesome. I remember this is like the thing that everyone's like, oh, well, the Raspberry Pi, like one of these days it'll be a full computer and you'll be able to just get a full computer for like $100, and that's exactly what this is. So this kit contains
I've never
everything
heard
you
of
need
it.
to get started with an asterisk. Raspberry Pi 400 computer.
Honestly, never
USB
heard of it.
mouse, power supply, SD card, HDMI cable, and beginner's guide. And it does not include a TV or monitor, which is required to get started. Unfortunately, they can't put that in for $100. Let's see. Yeah, the whole kit's $100. I just looked. What? Yeah, it's like $70 for the computer on its own, and for the whole kit, it's $100.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why it's so cool. It's running an ARM processor. Let's just be real about that.
Oh,
But
what?
it can run Windows for ARM, and Windows for ARM is getting support for emulating 64-bit Windows programs, so we'll see how that works out in the future. So let's get into it, literally.
Okay. If it's able to run 64-bit
No cute
software,
little message
like
or anything on the inside. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. It's $100, $101. Actually, this isn't too bad. Keyboard front and center, which I mean, it's the computer. Oh, that's really nice. It actually just like it doesn't feel very heavy. It's kind of just like, oh, it's a wireless keyboard. Let's just dig in a little bit deeper here first before playing.
that's
around
a
with
whole computer, bro.
Okay, this is the USB Type-C power supply. 1 volt, 5.1 volts, 3 amps. So yeah, if you had a quick charge charger, you could just forego this, but it's nice to have. A Raspberry themed SD card. That is the storage. And this is the Raspberry Pi mouse. Oh, I broke the box. Jono, you really need to get me knives for when I sit down here.
No one gets mine.
Yeah, I know. Is this going back to them?
No, I think we're keeping it.
Oh. You mean it's coming back home with me?
What?
Uh,
Every short second you say you want to steal something.
it's not every short circuit. I'm sure if you went back through the short circuits, you'd find a short circuit or two where I didn't want to steal whatever it was I was reviewing. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? It's a little mouse. It's basically as basic as it gets. Nothing special, but it's got a nice little short cable.
Dude, if you can game off that,
Oh, you know what? This is probably what the USB 2.0 port is for. Just dedicated for the mouse.
imagine that thing running fucking
Like that,
Cold
so you don't
War.
have to use up your high-speed storage, your high-speed connectivity.
Gotta
Use
stop
the wireless dongle.
cursing.
This mouse isn't great anyway, but it's included in the box for $100. Speaking of things included in the box, there is, that is a thick boy starter guide. Like it is.
It's not a starter's guide.
It says the official Raspberry Pi beginner's guide: how to use your computer, fully updated for Raspberry Pi 400, 4th edition, by Gareth Halfacre. This book is written to show you just how easy it is to get started. Learn how to.
That's not easy.
learn. Oh no, it's actually pretty well illustrated. There's like a whole lot of illustrations on here and screenshots and stuff. Do you have a? Oh, there's. I don't think there's screws. I don't know if I want to split this apart like that. Do I? Yeah, this is a Pi 4. I don't know what the cooling solution looks like inside here. I'll have to take it apart later, somehow. But before we get into that, got to talk about Vessi. Thanks, Vessi Footwear, for sponsoring today's video. Vessi Footwear is known for being waterproof and also lightweight and comfortable. Their Diamond-Tex material makes it breathable too. It'll keep you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Vessi offers everyday styling to fit most occasions and keep your feet dry for the wet future months. Save $25 off with offer code SHORTCIRCUIT at vessi.com/shortcircuit. All right, let's get into it. Virtually at first. There's actually already a micro SD card in here. I guess I should probably look at the ports. Dual micro HDMI, USB Type-C for charging. I think you can also use a hub off of that. 2 USB 3, USB 2.0, and gigabit network. Oh, and of course the GPIO. We'll get into those a little bit later. Oh, this is just an adapter. It said it came with the cable. Yeah, it says HDMI cable right here. Ah, I did miss it. Stuffed right in here.
Please tell me that they're gonna bring out a screen and connect that shit. Connect it.
Let's get our mouse plugged in. Yeah, clearly that mouse port was designed for left-handed people. So it should actually, and thankfully did, have Raspberry Pi OS set up and ready to go as it is. So, let's get started. We probably should, shouldn't we? That'll do it. Why does it say OBS Virtual Camera? Device is in use by other software. It's a lost cause. I'm probably gonna have to restart this again. If there's one thing that I will say about this is that if you're going to the effort of making an enclosure like this, why can't we have a power switch? Like, I don't see one on here.
It doesn't have a power switch?
No. So this is the default desktop. Right now we are not connected to wireless. Let's go ahead and, oh right, because I couldn't do the first time setup, it didn't actually let me check the country that I'm in. We are in Canada. Gotta tell it that for regulatory purposes. Vancouver. The user interface in Raspberry Pi OS is a little bare bones. And of course it needs to reboot. That's another thing. Unlike most Linux distributions, Raspberry Pi OS requires a reboot a lot. Why isn't it connecting to Wi-Fi? Like, this could just be our Wi-Fi being our Wi-Fi. It's been a little bit spotty today. Oh, 2.4 gigahertz. Looks like it connected. Yeah, okay. I mean, not like we want to use 2.4 gigahertz. So let's just go to YouTube and see what that's like. Let's take it a moment. Why does it have uBlock Origin in it? And H.264 is an extension that you'd probably want on a Raspberry Pi. Because Linux doesn't support, or at least didn't, it does now, hardware accelerated video decoding for web browsers. This should have come out 2 years ago.
Dude, this for $100, and if it's actually decent, that
did not go to full screen gracefully.
That wouldn't be that bad.
That's definitely doing some tearing and other random stuff that is not great. This shouldn't be pinning the CPU this hard. And it's back to normal again. It's like it needs time to fill up the buffer or something.
It takes a while to pause?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It takes a while to what?
Oh no.
Yeah, actually, you know something.
It takes a while to pause?
Takes a while to pause, yeah.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Maybe, what version of Chromium is this? Version 78.
The old version of Chromium?
Checking. That all looks pretty out of date. Alright, we'll let that update, I guess. The version of Raspberry Pi OS that's on here right now is pretty old. I will say this, though. Like, as kind of bad as this desktop experience is, I would have killed for this as a kid. Can't imagine Windows for ARM would be very fast on this, though. Listen, I'm not trashing the Pi. I'm just saying that there are certain things that it's better at than others. The Pi 4 is the first one that's truly been considered, like, desktop capable. And, yeah, it is, for some of the things you might want to do. Like, if I was a kid doing homework, I could do it on that. Watching YouTube, unless I have this done, kind of painful, but there are other very, very exciting things that this can do. Let me quickly look up what it takes to take it apart. Get it open. I used a plexiglass cutter. Yeah, that's a pretty tight seam. I don't know about that. Well, here's this guy's vlog or blog. Thanks, Jeff. Now we get to see that. Oh boy, there we go. Now we get to see that on the inside, It's a
This is-
Longboy Pi. That's what it is now.
That little
It's a
main
Longboy
board.
Pi. It's not strictly designed to be a desktop computer. It can be one for I'm gonna say like a kid or somebody who just wants to have something that they can break out and like hook some stuff up to and mess around with it. So I would say this is kind of for students or for tinkerers, that kind of thing. People who would want a Raspberry Pi but like want to have like a dedicated machine for tinkering. Yeah, I've just finished. Now this 28 finish. Yes. So that should have enabled hardware accelerated rendering. Yeah, it's still doing that. Less less of it.
This is definitely an inception. But that was like 1/3 of the time.
Yeah, like it is a lot faster now. And there's more you can do with it. Like it's made for tinkerers, people who want to get their hands dirty with this kind of stuff. They don't like provide what I would consider to be sensible defaults. They just give you the system and say, hey, okay, here you go. That's kind of neat. There are other options for
Alright.
operating
Good and
systems as well.
boring.
This is just Raspberry Pi OS, so your mileage may vary. Now moving on to the GPIO pins. What are these for? It stands for General Purpose Input Output. Basically what these do is these give you a direct controllable set of pins that you can just plug stuff into. So let's say you've got a little breakout board or cable or something that you can plug in, I don't know, a SNES controller, Super Nintendo controller.
I want to see this PlayStation 5 review.
But thankfully, we've got David. He's not technically a
Oh,
writer
that's
here,
dope.
but he was instructed to self-isolate at home, which worked out
Is that like a
great
wrap
because
for the
He
PS5?
needed something he could do
pretty
all day,
cool.
and I needed a giant PlayStation fanboy to plop himself on the couch and play as much PS5 as humanly possible. Then tell me about what Sony did right and where we'd like to see them do better. Today's video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet wants to redefine the wallet with its compact frame and RFID blocking plates. Check out how they can keep your wallet bulge down and use code LINUS10 to save 10% and get free worldwide shipping at the link below. One of the most next-gen things about the PS5 is something that it doesn't share with its competition. The new Xbox controller is same but better, while the DualSense controller is a huge step forward for Sony. It manages, first and foremost, to feel like it was designed with humans in mind rather than tiny frog people, and while the D-pad feels slightly mushier than the DualShock 4, it's not so bad as to stop you from playing precision retro titles, and it's definitely not enough to distract from the magic that lives inside. The rumble has also been updated, and it's now so detailed as to differentiate your footsteps on different surfaces and also give you a sense of directionality in your hands, which is pretty neat, but nothing compared to the adaptive resistance triggers. These allow developers to more directly simulate the trigger pull of different guns, the tension of drawing a bow, or the way a gas pedal will fight you as you lose traction on a muddy road. The feedback is strong, immediate, and surprisingly immersive. So much so that you might actually find your fingers getting a little tired after an extended play session with certain games. Wow, really? David took this assignment very seriously. Anyway, his suggestion is to treat it like super cool visual effects in a Call of Duty title. Enjoy it for what it is in single player, then turn it off.
I can see that happening though.
His one real complaint about the controller is a relatively minor one, but it is a good point. White? Really, Sony? Transferring your data from PlayStation 4
Dorito
can
dust.
be done via Ethernet, or you can start fresh by using the on-screen prompts on the PlayStation app, and then that's it. You're logged in. If you've got PS Plus, your PS4 cloud saves are ready to download, then you can pop in a disc to install a game or download any game from your library, and much faster than on Sony's last-gen console.
What a wrap.
In fact, the whole console feels much quicker, in part due to the PS5's brand new UI. It's still fundamentally a refined version of the PS3's cross-media bar, but there are some new features, like Remote Play, which allows you to stream PS5 games to your PlayStation 4 in another room, and the Game Switcher that looks like Sony may have plans for some kind of quick resume-like option. And then, of course, there's a fresh 4K HDR veneer over everything, which helps give the PS5 a way more next-gen feel compared to the trusted, if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach of the Xbox. And the same can kind of be said of the launch titles on both sides, am I right? Sony put together one heck of a well-rounded lineup, to the point
Or
where
lack
only the
thereof.
most devoted Xbots are talking about a couple of extra teraflops at this point. Part of the problem for Microsoft might be that they've reportedly sent dev kits out later than Sony, giving developers less time to optimize. Or it could be the care that Sony put into making creating games easier for the PS5. Either way, it's a clear benefit where only the most devoted Xbox said of the launch titles on both sides, am I right? Sony put together one heck of a well-rounded lineup, to the point where only the most devoted Xbots are talking about a couple of extra teraflops at this point. Part of the problem for Microsoft might be that they've reportedly sent dev kits out later than Sony, giving developers less time to optimize. Or it could be the care that Sony put into making creating games easier for the PS5. Either way, it's a clear benefit to gamers who go Team Sony right now, unlike the hyped up SSD. Contrary to what the marketing might have suggested, loading times have not suddenly disappeared, at least for the time being. But the good news is that they have trimmed down very significantly. When you load up something like Demon's Souls and transfer between gorgeously detailed worlds in just a couple of seconds, you are waiting, but it's a short, next-generation kind of waiting, and I truly believe that it will continue to improve. Speaking of Demon's Souls, the game is absolutely lovely. The amount of detail and clarity in it feels next-gen in a way that no other game currently does. And that may be because it's one of 2 launch games that is only on the PlayStation 5, meaning that it has no legacy baggage to carry along. Now, some of the NPC faces might evoke Craig flashbacks, but overall, it looks
fucked
awesome
up.
and is also a rewarding, if challenging, play.
This
Spider-Man
Gundam.
Miles Morales looks, feels, and plays great, but unfortunately when it's put next to the previous gen version, I mean, yeah, the PS5 version is sharper, and the materials and hair look more realistic, but those ray-traced reflections whiz by
Definitely.
so fast that you probably won't really appreciate them unless you slow down and smell the rays. Next up is Astrobot. It's not as good a bundle game as Wii Sports, but like Wii Sports, it manages to be both a great technical showcase of the controller and its features, and more than that, with a surprising variety of gameplay segments, each with their own unique gimmicks that make you want to keep playing and find out what's coming next. There's no gritty realism, no life lessons, just plain fun. Remember that? Remember fun in video games? I do. In a similar cuteness overload vein, Sackboy: A Big Adventure is a very competent level-based 3D platformer that you can play with up to 4 players on one screen. Maybe more games should start to use the extra horsepower of next gen for more couch co-op, right? Well, okay, that game is also on the PlayStation 4, but it doesn't matter. It has a delightful, crafty look, and the levels look so tactile you can almost feel them. The last of the exclusive launch games, or, well, exclusive to Sony platforms anyway, is Bugsnax. We don't talk about Bugsnax here. In terms of multiplayer releases, though, the worst thing I can say about the PlayStation 5 is that support for the DualSense controller is a little hit or miss. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War included unique tuning for the trigger pull of every gun, which is cool, supposedly. I mean, I couldn't really tell the difference. And then Assassin's Creed Valhalla put no effort into it whatsoever. No, actually, I lied. The worst thing is how many multi-platform games, including EA's entire library, are included with Microsoft's dirt cheap Xbox Game Pass, for which Sony has no direct competitor. In the longer
Only
term,
if it worked
companies
in
with deep
fucking
pockets like
PC
Amazon, Facebook,
and it didn't
and
crash your
Google are likely
freaking
going to
computer.
continue to invest in game studios, which is probably going to thin Microsoft's offering here. But for the time being, Sony's $400 value discless offering loses a lot of its sheen if you consider that 4 game purchases for it could have gotten you a Series X, which is a more powerful machine, and a year and a half of Game Pass. PS Now does have a growing library of downloadable games to go along with the 800 plus streamable ones, but its technology built on the PS3 cell chip is definitely starting to show its tooth lengthiness. 720p Sony? Really? And it suffers from, in my opinion, too
What
much
game is
focus on the
720p?
chip is definitely starting to show its tooth-length loadable games to go along with the 800 plus streamable ones. But its technology built on the PS3 cell chip is definitely starting to show its tooth lengthiness. 720p Sony? Really? And it suffers from, in my opinion, too much focus on the quantity versus the quality of the included titles. Then there's Sony's other service, the PS Plus Collection. It's only got like 20 games, but they are really high quality. So it's a great booster shot for your PlayStation game collection, but it raises the question, why not just combine the two, fill in the gaps in first-party previous gen titles, and then have a real Game Pass competitor, a formidable one? That would also help address another big Xbox advantage, backwards compatibility. Microsoft offers support all the way back to select games on the original Xbox, not to mention unofficial emulated support for Nintendo
I remember
and
that
Sony
game.
consoles.
I used to
Meanwhile, the
play
Sony
it.
team is stuck with no real PS1 to PS3 compatibility outside of streaming select games from PS Now. The dumbest thing about this is that they sell individual PS2 games on PSN
Console
that are clearly
problems.
just running in an emulator. Like, look at the
I
PS2
wouldn't
logo
know them.
here. You guys gotta fix this. It's especially frustrating because outside of Nintendo, nobody has as deep a back catalog as Sony does. A way to effortlessly run older games on modern displays would be a huge boon to loyal fans. In fairness though, the support for PS4 titles at least ranges from fine to really great. The most fine games, like Last of Us 2, load slightly quicker and manage to maintain an absolute 30 FPS, where even a PS4 Pro would drop a frame here or there, but they otherwise play and look exactly the same. The good games are the ones that had dynamic resolution but wouldn't hit 4K consistently, or had a performance mode that wouldn't hit 60 frames per second all the time and are now much smoother or sharper. God of War 2018 is a perfect example of this, maintaining a steady pace on PS5, even if it's at 1080p, which looks much less sharp than the resolution mode. So that's a win, but a small one. And finally, the great ones are games like Ghosts of Tsushima that got a PS5 specific update to unlock the frame rate and run closer to their 4K target. The result is spectacular, fluid, and so sharp that it actually feels more next-gen than some games that were made specifically for the PS5. I really hope more games get that kind of an update rather than a paid remaster like we saw so often last generation. Bundling them in a subscription service where the developer gets paid out by playtime would go a long way towards making that economically viable, you know. But if I was a betting man, I'd say soon enough you'll be able to pay $30 or more to play Last of Us 2 remastered for the PS5, which you will, like a sucker. This leads me to some of the real problems that we have with the system itself. When Microsoft announced their smart delivery system that ensured that you got the best version of a game available on your console, it honestly sounded like kind of a silly marketing term. I mean, doi, right? So we thought. Until David loaded up the PlayStation Store and somehow managed to download both the PS4 version and PS5 versions of Call of Duty without realizing that almost half of the poor little SSD was full. Turns out it's a new Sony invention called dumb delivery. And while you can move and play backwards compatible titles off of an external drive, you cannot move actual PS5 games off of the console yet, and the M.2 expansion slot is not yet activated. So if your internal SSD is full, I really hope you enjoy deleting games and re-downloading them. Also, you cannot back up your saves over USB anymore. Only cloud saves are allowed.
So
Get this,
you can
they're locked
install
behind a paywall because you need
an
PS
extra
Plus in order to access them.
NVMe, but
That right there is some grade A horror.
that feature's not
And
activated
even if
yet.
you pay Sony's save full, I really hope you enjoy deleting games and re-down console yet. And the M.2 expansion slot is not yet activated. So if your internal SSD is full, I really hope you enjoy deleting games and re-downloading them. Also, you cannot back up your saves over USB anymore. Only cloud saves are allowed, and get this, they're locked behind a paywall because you need PS Plus in order to access them. That right there is some grade A horse. And even if you pay Sony's save game protection money, getting your PS4 saves to work on PS5 games can be a bit of a chore. Then there's the other system level gripes. The lack of variable refresh rate and 8K support wouldn't have been such a big deal if they hadn't been talked about before the launch, or they hadn't put the logo right on the box. And then there's 1440p. I mean, I get it. There's no 1440p TVs, and you would need developers to go and tune the graphics settings for another resolution target, but I mean, come on, these are very skilled developers, and this is something that I can do manually in about 30 minutes per game. And there are so many gamers out there that are rocking 1440p, 120Hz gaming monitors in their dorm rooms that would love to be able to use the system to its fullest. Though, arguably, Sony's bigger concern might be the gamers with HDMI 2.1 TVs not getting the full experience. While both next-gen consoles advertise being HDMI 2.1 compliant, the PS5 is currently limited to 32 gigabit per second from its HDMI port. So, if you want to use the advertised 4K 120Hz mode, you're stuck using 422 chroma subsampling. In a nutshell, what that means is ugly fringing on sharp lines, particularly text. Sony is reportedly working on a fix, but if the rumors of the limitation being a hardware one are true, it might not be possible for them to completely fix it. Another disappointment is weak Dolby support. No Atmos in games, and no Dolby Vision at all. Yeah, there's HDR10, which is good enough for now, and sure, games using HDR10 do look good, but they also looked good last generation, and it's pretty much accepted in the industry now that Dolby Vision is the future-proof choice, with support for dynamic metadata, Dolby Vision. But they also looked good last generation, and it's pretty much accepted in the industry now that Dolby Vision is the future-proof choice, with support for dynamic metadata, Dolby Vision's low latency format, and over 68 billion colors versus HDR10's paltry 1 billion and static metadata. For both of them, Sony has pulled a real Sony here and created proprietary solutions for low latency video, as well as their Tempest 3D audio engine. Now, to be fair, Tempest hasn't been given a fair shot yet, so it may end up being a competitive or even superior solution compared to Atmos thanks to its dedicated hardware acceleration. For right now though, we just don't know. The engine currently only supports headphone use though, and the current DAC in the DualSense is just okay. There are hardware disappointments too, and I mean other than the ugly exterior. Although preliminary reports for the new cooling system were good, now that the system is in people's hands, it looks like there are at least a couple of snafus. One major issue, according to Gamers Nexus, is that due to a lack of contact between the heatsink and one of the memory chips, it reaches temperatures as high as around 95 degrees under load. Now, this is within spec, albeit barely, but you gotta remember that it's being measured on a brand new console with no dust buildup, so only time will tell if that's gonna be a problem in the long run. These things, along with frequent hard crashes requiring us to reset the console, made the PS5 feel a little bit rushed, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. Software updates are already coming fast and frequently. We've got a fix for the unreliable rest mode bricking consoles, we've got faster boot up times than when we tested even a week ago, there's an end now to downloading both PS4 and PS5 versions of games by default.
I think I'm gonna call it a stream.
There are still
here, guys.
issues, like importing saves getting stuck while updating games, or just straight system.
I just wanted to test the streaming on YouTube out.
By the time you can
So far, it seems decent.
Leading finally to the question, should you, assuming you can find one,
I liked it.
Sony your hard-earned money today?
I might stream on here
If
more
I were
often.
you, I'd start saving now, but I'd wait just a little
Yeah.
longer to pull the